الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. حياكم الله جميعا الحضور الكرام. معكم وائل موسى، عميد معهد ريادة الأعمال في جامعة الملك في البترول والمعادن. I'm very pleased to be with you this evening for just quite an hour to talk to you about the Nusahim program. It's a KPPM Saabic Entrepreneurship program for manufacturing and industrial ventures. The presentation basically is composed of 4 components. I'm going to just quickly go through the KPPM Innovation Entrepreneurship ecosystem for those who doesn't know our ecosystem, how it evolved, and what are our vision and aspirations with that. And then I'm going to dive into the Nusahim program, how we started the program, and then I'm going to talk about the components of the program and move also a little bit with more details about the Nusahim program. And finally, I'm going to just give you just a few examples of potential projects that, if you join us, you might be working on, so that we can figure your enthusiasm more. So first of all, KPPM Innovation Entrepreneurship Ecosystem. KPPM is located, as probably some of you know, in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia and city of Dhahran. And we are very lucky just to be close neighbors to Saudi Aramco, and about an hour, driving from Jubail Industrial City, as well as basically from the largest oil field, Awar field in the world. And also we enjoy a wonderful campus by which we have our Dhahran Techno Valley, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And then also we have our KPPM Business Park, which is under establishment. KPPM in 2006 managed to put a very strong vision at that time to build the ecosystem, and being KPPM and understanding the needs of the kingdom in terms of its role in terms of energy and other engineering problems. We put at KPPM 4 main objectives to develop this ecosystem. The first one is establishing a very strong relationship between KPPM and the industry, starting by having a partnership, strategic partnership with Saudi Aramco, and basically having Dhahran Techno Valley company as being the largest cluster of oil and gas and energy in general, R&D and technology centers, all coming in one place. So it's very rare in the world that you find companies like Schlumberger or Baker Hughes or Halliburton or Honeywell coming all together nearby each other, working and developing technologies close by the university and close by to Saudi Aramco. The second objective is that in order for us to develop this innovation ecosystem, we need also to have a respected patent portfolio that simulates technology entrepreneurship. And probably you heard the news over last year that, alhamdulillah, we ranked number 4 in the world when it comes to the number of issued patents in the US Patent and Trademark Office. And also we understand that patents are not enough. We need to continue and take those patents as much as we can to the market through technology commercialization. And therefore, the third objective is basically to build an effective system for technology commercialization, taking into account the current economy and the industry, and also the entrepreneurship ecosystem in the region. And finally, we need, of course, the human capital factor when it comes to those entrepreneurs, the Saudi entrepreneurs who are going to come basically and take those opportunities further to the market. So KPPM established 8 years back the Entrepreneurship Institute, starting being a center of business incubator, and then moved into 3 centers, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But Our vision is to start seeing startups, products, and services by the end of 2020, which already is happening, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And hopefully, by the end of 2030, we will help, inshallah, by having a large contribution also when it comes, to technology-based startups. The institute, which I oversee, basically is composed of 3 main centers: the Center of Entrepreneurship Education. And in the education, we have so many programs. One of them is the Nusahim program that I'm going to talk about in a minute. We have also the business incubator, by which we have a wonderful space for those who are going to join us in the Nusahim program, 1,800 square meters. We have 57 cubicles, a classroom under Hayy al-Ma'jil name, rahmatullah alayha, and also mentorship program, business coaching, financial support as in terms of grants, and also logistical and legal support, plus an accelerator program. And also we have the privilege of having a Center for Entrepreneurial Studies, by which hopefully, inshallah, when you are successful with your entrepreneurial endeavors, we're going to write also a complete case study about your business. We also enjoy having a global international advisory board, by which there are figures and leaders in entrepreneurship education globally, mainly are from the United States, and also we have members from our strategic partners, Saudi Aramco, namely Wa'id, and also from Sابك through their VP of local content and new business development, Engineer Fouad Musa, which played also with us and his team an instrumental role in coming up with the idea of Nusahim program. And let's remember the great vision of the kingdom 2030 that basically talks a lot about supporting entrepreneurship and SMEs, by which we want to increase the contribution of entrepreneurship startups and entrepreneurial startups and SMEs in terms of the GDP from 20% to 35% by 2030. Also, the objective of increasing the local content from 36% to 50% by the end of 2020. And hopefully those also will help create more job opportunities for national citizens. And we are very grateful and thankful to our leaders, Allah yahfuz Malik Salman, Sumuli Adil Amin, and Hukumatna Rashida. Now, speaking of the local content, we believe that local content is very important, and we believe that also innovation-driven entrepreneurship is very important, and therefore we came up with a program called Nusahim. So how Nusahim started? So at the beginning, we had a meeting, inviting basically Sابك Nusahim initiative in 2017, November 2017. We invited also Sadara, by which they have also products that are now ready to go to the market, and also invited also Iktifa team from Saudi Aramco, which are responsible for also promoting local content in the kingdom. And we said how we can all team up together and come up with an initiative that might help increase the local content, and also with innovative products, and as well as basically create job opportunities for Saudi citizens. And all of them responded positively, Jazakumullah khair, and Sابك was very much interested and said to us, let's work together on something. So we suggested to them to have a program called Nusahim, and the program is basically a scholarship for Saudi students who are graduating from Saudi universities, as well as the custodian of the two holy mosques program. And we signed, walillah alhamd, the agreement on January 4th in 2018 with a very generous support of 3.68 million riyals. Every scholarship fee is 70,500 riyals. So everyone who's going to join the program, we're going to spend through the program 70,500 riyals for the scholarship seat. Now, what's the program? Maybe you are curious to know more about the program. I'm sure you read through the website and also read through our social media tweets and also WhatsApp messages about the advantages of the program. But let's talk now about the program itself and how it works. Now, in the program, we are now in the part by which you guys are applying, and hopefully we'll have more applicants as we move forward to the deadline. So we're gonna go through the assessment and selection phase, and then once you folks are admitted, you're gonna go through 3 phases of basically main phases of the program. The first one is called, which is highlighted in yellow color, called the Entrepreneurial Emerging Leaders Program. This program basically is essential for developing your entrepreneurial competencies, equipping you with the right skills and necessary skills to move forward with your entrepreneurial journey. And this is also complemented with a strong business mentorship from the business community, and also technical mentorship from also the industry related to the idea that you're going to work on. And also we're going to have 2 visits to small and medium factories to understand how they operate and how they work. After that, you're going to enjoy a summer training with Sابik, and also with a small and or a medium factory, by which you can learn a lot of skills and make friends and connections, and also understand initially how the blueprint of your factory should look like if you manage also, inshallah, to develop their feasibility plan and want to launch your business factory. And then when you come back after the summer training, you're going to basically join the Bidayatik Accelerator program, by which you're going to enjoy also a lot of mentoring and coaching, and also you're going to have seminars and also additional industrial visits. The outcome of this program is that you will be able, hopefully, inshallah ta'ala, to develop your feasibility plans that will enable you to get investments, to get also loans and financial support from entities in the kingdom like the Saudi Industrial Fund, SIDF, as well as other entities like Saudi Aramco Entrepreneurship Center, BC, as well as basically other funding entities. And then at the end, we're going to have also an industrial demo day by which you can showcase your business opportunity to go to the market. Now let me dive more deeper in every stage of those, so you understand also what we're going to basically be doing in every stage in details. So when you join us, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to go through the Entrepreneurial Emerging Leaders Program. This program is composed, it's over 1 academic semester, about 15 weeks. It has basically 8 modules, and we take you basically through important and necessary programs and modules that will basically enable you to develop a better understanding about how to break into the market, understand the customers, and develop some initial prototypes that will help you also see how the customers will react to that. And this is done through design thinking. The first module, active learning, which is basically design thinking. And then we will allow you also to articulate 4 important questions. The first question is basically, what's the problem that I'm really going to solve? How I'm going to solve it? And why now? Why not yesterday or tomorrow? And the final question is that, how I'm going to make money? And basically, when we're going to articulate these 4 questions, we are essentially talking about the business model, basically. So create entrepreneurs, which is the module number 2 in the slide over here, is all about the 4 questions. Then we're going to also let you visit Hayal Ma'ajil Design Thinking Lab, by which also you can enjoy 24/7 basically some 3D printers and high-def scanners and other like robotics toolkits, so you can start building an initial prototype as you go along with this part of the program. And then also you're going to go to the 3rd module, which is innovation-driven entrepreneurship. Just for your information, SMEs in the Western countries like the US and UK, and also other developed countries like Japan, they contribute between 80 to 90% of the GDP when it comes to the contribution of SMEs. Now, 1% of that percentage is coming out of companies who embrace basic innovation. Innovation is not only about commercializing a patent, but innovation can be among the various configuration of the business. It can go basically into the way you deal with customers, into the products itself, and also in the way you run your business. And we have so many examples, like for example, Toshiba and UPS. They have a wonderful innovative model of basically running their business, by which Toshiba provides some support when it comes to PCs and machines to UPS, and UPS at the same time deliver Toshiba products to the customers. If we talk about the enhancement of the products itself and the business itself, we have Uber, for example, by which they have a wonderful model. They are innovative in the sense that they don't own a single taxi, but they have the largest taxi company in the world. And when it comes basically to the customer experience, Nike, when they introduce their advanced sneakers for jogging, they put treadmills in their retail stores in the US just for customers when they come to test by themselves how those sneakers react when you wear them on a treadmill. So we go through also IP commercialization and also the different types of IP in that module, which is called innovation-driven entrepreneurship. After that, it's about time to go through the basic business elements that you need also, as well as, when you go through your journey. So we talk about entrepreneurial marketing, how you're going to market for your products in a way that basically is going to be also innovative, as well as being also new to the market. And then, of course, any startup or any business requires their employees and founders to understand basically how to read financial statements and how to develop and read financial statements, income statement, cash flow, and balance sheets, as well as understanding the finance of basically the startup, the different types of funding and investments, and also how you do an initial valuation at the startup level for your company or your factory, because at the end you need to deal with the funding entities, and you need to really understand the same language that they speak in order for you to have a very good deal. Then we prepare you also to develop your first draft of the business plan through a workshop on a business plan, and also we're gonna allow you to take also a mock-up web development seminar that will help you even to market part of the market your products, maybe on apps or website. And also we give you a seminar on business ethics. It's very important always to remind ourselves about being ethical in everything that we do. We trust you guys and trust ourselves that everything that we do, inshallah, is ethical, but it's a good reminder with 2 case studies happening from the local market. Finally, the last module in this part is about entrepreneurial leadership, and this is where we introduce you to the the latest leadership style or model called entrepreneurial leadership, by which we basically gonna somehow persuade you to believe that entrepreneurship is basically a method, it's a mindset and leadership that can and should be used when leading any type of organization. And that, in order for us, and I'm saying us, you and us, basically, when coming up with those innovative, products or entrepreneurial journey, we need to understand that we need to navigate uncertainty. We need to, face ambiguity. We need to take calculated risks in high velocity environments. So whether you open a business or you work in a government entity or you work in a commercial entity like a corporate, for example, you need to think and work like an entrepreneur. Of course, the program is backed very strongly with technical and business mentorship program, and I'm going to talk about also mentorship at a later stage in my webinar. Now, the second phase of the program is basically summer training at Sابك and also at a small and medium factory. So in summertime, inshallah, you're going to spend 4 weeks at Sابك, and we want you to spend 4 weeks at Sابك because we want you to go through their safety, induction, training. We want you to understand that when I'm going to open my factory, I want my standards always to be high. We want you to also to envision the future that one day I might have, a factory similar to one of, Sابك, factories like Cayenne or even Rushd or, others. So we want you to go through that experience and also build, very good relationship with those operating in Sابك, factory, and understand their day-to-day operations. But we don't want you also to go very high in what in what you are thinking. We want you also to go and live also the reality by which you go, when you're going to start, of course, and spend 2 to 4 weeks at a small and or a medium factory, rotating in different entities of the factory, going and dealing with the operation team, the maintenance team, the engineers, the accountants, the finance, department, the CEO himself, and maybe if you have an opportunity to sit also with the board of that, small and medium factory, and you come back and you say, okay, this is the blueprint of this small and medium factory. I need also to develop mine, and this should, take us to the next and final part of the, program by which you join بدايتك accelerator program. بدايتك stands for the word your tech start. In Arabic, بدايتك or بدايتك. So it's basically a wonderful 12-week program by which we help our entrepreneurs in general and also those who join the Nusaham program to understand what investors are looking for. Investors, from the literature, from the benchmarking that we have done, from our experience over the last 8 years, they look into what's called the 5 M's. Basically, they look into the model, they look into basically the management, the market, the money, and the momentum. The model itself, your business model, how it works, does it sound, the management, how your, the startup would look like, and what is the structure of the startup itself, how are you going to manage the startup itself. The market, what's the customer profiles, basically, what are the customer profiles, the operations and sales, and so on and so forth. The money, if you are giving this money, being us, the investors, or like it's idea forever, how are you going to spend the money, and how are you going to work out the risks that you're going to oversee in terms of cash flow and managing also your business. And finally, how are you going to basically go into the market and develop your 100 days plan through a wonderful plan at the end, envisioning that, and embracing the momentum that you're going to develop as long as you move with your business. And of course, this comes also with more technical and business mentoring from the Chamber of Commerce experts, from our Techno Valley partners, from our business community, from companies who are in the market similar or they have something close to what you're going to be basically working on, if any. You're going to have also additional industrial visits. And in addition to the mentoring, we introduced with this program business coaching. Mentoring, it's basically about, sitting with experts and understanding, narrating to them a certain challenge that you are facing along with your business, and they will give you basically a few scenarios like A, B, and C, and they will tell you each scenario where it's going to lead you at the end, and it's going to be your choice. At the contrary, business coaching, we're going to have a business consultant, as we do now with the Action Coach, and also before with United Consulting Group, to come and sit with you when you start like the third part of the program and do an assessment of your current understanding, of the business itself. And then they're going to tell you, listen, you are on a track, to raise among many. You want to achieve the golden medal or the silver or the bronze. Okay, here is the plan, and this is what we're going to do alongside the program of the accelerator. And also we're going to enjoy bi-weekly seminars delivered by experts from the industry as we go along with the program. This will end up as well with an industrial demo day by which we invite people from the industry, SIDF, Saudi Aramco Venture Capital, other Techno Valleys, companies, as well as the Haran Techno Valley company, any VC basically who might be interested to invest in your company. They're going to be invited, inshallah ta'ala, and you're going to basically win an investment and also probably some funding from other funding entities. Now, in terms of the mentoring, all our enrolled participants will enjoy mentorship and business coaching throughout the program. And in terms of the ELL program, as I said before, you're gonna have business mentoring and technical mentoring. So sometimes we're gonna have something related to the business model, or like the ideation stage, or like your financial projections for the coming 5 years. So we have business mentors available to help you with your business. Technical mentoring, we're gonna have basically our wonderful faculty from KFPM who are experts, for example, in chemical engineering and mechanical engineering and electrical engineering and systems engineering and computer sciences engineering and physics and math. If any you need, we'll be more than happy to connect you with them, as well as people who are in the industry. From the Techno Valley, we have wonderful mentors who comes from Yokogawa, comes from Schlumberger, from Halliburton, from Baker Hughes. Also from the Chamber of Commerce, we have the committee who is responsible for the industrial ventures, and we enjoy for the last 2 years now, for the last 2 batches, wonderful experts who have been there in the industry for more than 20 years. They come and sit with you, inshallah, and already they have been sitting with our current and previous batches. And then when we move to the Bidayat Accelerator program, of course, alongside the business mentoring and the technical mentoring that we're going to continue to have, we will have this wonderful business coaching by a consultant. Now, just to give you a flavor of our mentors, we have more than 130, mentors, external and internal, from within, the business community and the industrial community and KFPM itself. And also we have companies like Saudi Aramco, like, RAS, Schlumberger, GE, Sakim, Zamel Group, Rawab Al-Qabla, and many others who are already existing in the industry, plus our Techno Valley, partners over here. They send people to come to mentor, within our programs, and especially in Nusahim. Now, you're gonna ask me probably, Dr. Weil, for example, show us some examples of the successes that you folks have witnessed. So far, you guys are applying for the 3rd batch. So the 1st batch, which was there about a year and a half ago, out of 5 teams, 9 students managed, alhamdulillah, to make 5 teams. And then now we have 3 of them who are, ready to go to the market, Technotechs. They develop basically fabrics for engineers in the field, and also special fabrics for other applications, military as well as medical. And they passed, alhamdulillah, even they signed with Nusanid and they passed the feasibility stage. And now they signed also with a company in Italy, an MOU to bring basically equipment and also help them establish, the factory technically from a technical point of view. We have also DFOAM, who also passed, alhamdulillah, the Nusanid. They signed and passed the Nusanid feasibility stage, and now already they are ordering their equipment, and I believe they got also their land in the Dammam Industrial City. Khuyut 3D, basically this is also a team who are developing 3D printers, filaments made from also materials from Saabic, and alhamdulillah, also now they have passed the pre-feasibility stage of Nusahim, and hopefully, inshallah, they're going to finish the feasibility stage with Nusanid, and they're going to go to the market also. So, by the way, Khuyut 3D, already they are importing, filaments, and they didn't wait until they're going to open the factory, and they are making a lot of wonderful sales over the last 3 months since they started, going to the market. The current batch that is currently alive, and alive in the sense that they are still enrolled in the program, they are basically two teams. We have iEnergy. iEnergy is basically a company that does 2 things. One is that they develop services for consulting on energy solutions for SMEs, factories, and also homes, basically when it comes to providing solutions, how you can reduce your consumption or reduce your electric bills by utilizing some smart solutions for your homes, as well as they are working also on developing some material that can be used as outdoor tiles for your walls, and they are they come like marbles, they come like other types of stones to decorate your home, and they use basically different materials from Sابik, and basically it reduces the temperature by probably like 30% according to their lab testing so far. Advanced aluminum foil, it's another bright company arising in the horizon, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and they're now working very hard to develop their feasibility plan. They take basically the feedstock from Ma'aden, which is aluminum, and they are now hoping to enter the market by developing aluminum sheets, for other also applications that require sheets, like whether aluminum sheets for aluminum foil that we use that are used at homes, or chocolate, or for other many applications, including also medical. Now, before I end my presentation, I want to just tell you or talk to you about a few examples of potential projects that you might want to consider before applying. And by the way, this is not an exhaustive list. It's not basically everything that we know. We just thought we're going to show you a few examples, from basically Sابik, and also from Iktifa. So in terms of Sابik examples, from the polymers and other products from Sابik, there are wonderful opportunities for you folks to come up and innovate, embracing the entrepreneurial mindset, and throughout the program to develop medical equipment parts. You have also an opportunity to develop medical implants and components that rely heavily on plastics and other products. Protective gears, like those gears that are used by engineers and workers in the field, they are basically also developed outside. Why not we develop them in the country locally? And we can enhance also through our innovations, take into account, for example, the current climate and weather conditions in Saudi Arabia and the type of constructions that we have. So we can also innovate in that part. Sports and recreation, they enjoy many products that uses also plastics and other types of material that that can be developed and manufactured locally over here. And also engine components and accessories, and accessories that also can be used for various types of engines that can be used also in the industry, oil and gas. Now, I want to advise you also, and suggest to you, if you go and visit this website link that I'm putting here, iktifa.sa/opportunity/2018/#, and also we have also the 2017 available. These are Saudi Aramco Iktifa initiative opportunities, and I believe already we put them on our website. When you apply for the Nusayim program, you're going to find them also over there. They have wonderful presentations that you can download in PDF version, and they show you various applications in oil and gas and Industrial Revolution 4.0, at downstream, upstream, technologies, various technologies, that the country in general requires, and also the oil and gas upstream and downstream requires. So many opportunities are there. They invested thankfully a lot of also time and effort. Basically, I'm listing here 3 out of, I think, 30 or 40 opportunities that they mentioned. Glass fiber, reinforced polymer rubber that are used to as for pipe sleepers, and also drainage channels. Carbon fiber, it's not only a hot topic in Saudi Arabia, it's a hot topic everywhere. And the carbon fiber, they are used in drones, they are used energy, transportation, sports, also infrastructure. Very strong material, very light material. They have a lot of wonderful properties, and still there are great opportunities to open a factory that can manufacture carbon fiber for various applications that serve the local economy and even the GCC in large. The last one that I want to also talk about is the carbon steel pipes, which is, these are like the type of pipes that are used to transport oil and gas from the production wells, basically, and take them all the way offshore to onshore, basically, and then they continue, to basically the tanks where they are stored. And also these are like among the things that are listed among the active. They're like, as I said, like more than 20 or like 30 wonderful basically opportunities that I believe it's worth looking into. Even if you are not considering to come to the program, please have a look into them. You might change your mind and think that I might come up with also an opportunity and work on something that will contribute to the increase in the GDP, basically, and also increase the local content contribution, and finally help with the contribution to increase and come up with wonderful opportunities to hire and employ other Saudi citizens. Now, one thing when it comes to job creation that I want to mention is that according to our understanding from the literature is that every job that is created in a factory requires or will create indirectly 4 job opportunities. So yeah, I think that there's like a big opportunity for us together to Nusahim in contributing to this wonderful vision that is stated by our great leaders of the country, His Majesty King Salman and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and our government. And I think Shabab, let's take this opportunity forward, and I'm very optimistic about the future and very much looking forward to meet you along with my team in person, inshallah ta'ala, for the interviews. And with this, I end up my presentation, and I'm gonna entertain some of the questions, if any. So I believe we might have some questions. So I'm gonna basically see if there are some questions.
There's a question.
So the guys are bringing me some questions. So we can just wait for a couple of minutes if there are like other questions about the program, about the opportunities.
You can definitely raise a hand and let you know.
Yeah. Also, if you want, by the way, you can raise your hand through the webinar system, and then you can also use the mic to ask your question directly if you wish as well.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi, I am Murtada from Control Engineering. Okay, you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I listen to you.
Yeah, I want to ask about how many participants will be accepted in the program?
Well, we have unlimited number of participants who can come to the program. Of course, we have number of seats provided by Sابik, but also we have wonderful instructions from Sابik saying that any number, as far as they are like passionate and they are willing to work on that, we will be able to take them, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah, I have an idea that Lego educational tools, robots, Lego AV3
Yeah.
and NXT, you know them?
Come again, sorry. What I don't know what you're talking about. Lego? You're saying Lego? Basically Lego.
Yeah,
Lego
yeah.
tools?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lego educational tools. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. My idea is to build our own in Saudi Arabia to provide the students with cheap educational robots, and I think I have the ability to build this idea. So, is there a PCB making here in Saudi Arabia or manufacturer who build PCBs?
Well, يعني حياك الله. Please apply, and we will look into your application form. And I think if you manage to open a factory that manufacture those, Lego parts, and games for like our students, and kids, that will be, I think also, an option, and we will entertain that, and we will have also the Shabik team with us in interviews, and inshallah we'll help to guide you also with any other also opportunities if necessary. But please go and apply, and inshallah we will entertain that.
Okay, thank you for listening to me. Yeah.
Okay, we have I think another question.
السلام عليكم دكتور.
السلام ورحمة الله على محمد.
الله يعطيك العافية. سعدنا بشوفتك في هيوستن. ما أدري إذا تبي نتكلم بالإنجليزي أو أوكي نعرضك.
زي ما تحب. كل واحد الله يحييك. كيف
زي ما قلت لك أنا أحد الطلاب المبتعثين اللي التقينا وياكم بسماحتكم في هيوستن. فأنا ودي أطرح السؤال متى بتطلع النتائج بحكم أن إحنا مبتعثين وفي خيار يسمونه الOBT لنا. فودي يكون الصورة واضحة شوي بالنسبة لي لأن ديسمبر جاي وخالصين إحنا almost done يعني. فمتى إن شاء الله تطلع النتائج؟ متى إن شاء الله في مقابلة عبر السكايب قبل لا ننزل نزول
بإذن الله. محمد حياك الله، وأنا سعيد إني أسمع صوتك مرة أخرى، وحقيقة أنا كانت تجربة رائعة لي، ونشكر سابك على دعمها لكم ودعمها أيضا للبوت كامب، وعلى فكرة الرائدة في وضع البوت كامب، وخلتنا نتعرف على شباب أمثالك وشابات صراحة يثلج الصدر، وتطمنا إن شاء الله على مستقبل أيضا خلينا نقول الستارت ابس والسم ايز بالنسبة للشباب اللي في المملكة إن شاء الله. طبعا محمد احنا ان شاء الله ويل كلوز الابلكيشنز في 30 نوفمبر، وان شاء الله حيكون عندنا within a week ان شاء الله نعطيك الفيدباك. حتكون انترفيوز ديفينتلي في وقت مناسب جدا لكم، والدراسه حتبدا immediately 19 يناير، فمع بدايه الفصل الدراسي الثاني. فاحنا we operate by the academic semesters, right? So ان شاء الله تعالى everything will be done إن شاء الله before the end of December بحول الله. You will be ready and notified, and يكون خلصنا interviews. وحتى لو أنت في أمريكا أو في أي مكان في العالم وجاي أنا apply, you don't need to be here physically. We can set up with you a Skype. إذا طبعا ما كنت موجود أو ما بدك تيجي طبعا we can set up with you a Skype interview، وبالعكس نكون سعيدين جدا بذلك.
شكرا لك يعطيك العافية.
الله يعطيك العافيه محمد، وسلمنا على الشباب كلهم عندك يا اخي. انا طبعا اذا تسمحوا لي بس احتاج اقرا الاسئله، بتجيني اسئله من السيستم، فاذا تسمحوا لي اقرا الاسئله واجاوب عليها سريعا. So good evening. What happens if the participant decide to withdraw in the middle program? Thank you. طبعا this is a very good question. طبعا let's remember that this is a scholarship, and it depends. There's no one binary answer, yes or no. So in terms of what's going to happen, if you drop the program for reasons that you're not working hard, you're not caring, whatever, which I doubt, inshallah ta'ala, then there's sort of a penalty that you need to pay back everything that we have spent on you, because these are like seats on scholarship. لا قدر الله something happened beyond your control, something happened with your business, whatever reason that is justifiable. Already we have the KFPM Shabik steering committee, and basically we can waive. It says this in the contract that in لا قدر الله in a very difficult situation with the bad circumstances that has been faced by the entrepreneur, we can waive also the fees, because it's a scholarship at the end, and we make sure that also those who come and join us are serious enough to join the program. So this is what's going to happen. There's another question. With previous batches, what were the factors behind the success the teams who succeeded, and why did the other teams fail? This is an excellent question. I think, first of all, let's understand what is meant by failure. Now, failure, in an entrepreneur, what does it mean that a failure is like something catastrophic in the sense that it's a failure like a failure, like what we know, فشل. I think it's an opportunity to go through the journey, go through that experience, and learn from the experience itself. And whenever you have the time to start, you're going to start again. So we had a guy, for example, who came from University of Arkansas in the United States, and he used to work in Sابك, by the way, as a labor before going to his scholarship, because of my understanding. And he used to come and he wanted to work on car mats using polymers and recycled rubbers from tires. And he wasn't successful with his idea when he finished the program. He didn't find the investment. The technology also had a problem by the technology provider, when it comes to the commercialization. So interestingly, Naif, although 6 months has been done, has gone after the program, Naif, mashallah, tabarakallah, he came back and now he's commercializing one of the patents that are related with, water desalination. And you cannot imagine the amount of enthusiasm and energy that he's embracing and showing, working with some faculty from the chemistry department, working with the tahliya, and working also with our technology transfer office. And I think, in my humble opinion, the difference between someone who is going to open the factory for the first time and go to Nusahim, equipped with those skills and increasing his or her entrepreneurial competencies, and someone who didn't go through the Nusahim program, is that whenever you face a challenge in the market, okay, already you know the tools, already you have the skills that will help you after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help, and also after the help of your mentors that you build a relationship with them, and your business coach, that you will overcome those challenges and remain in the market. Unlike others who might be successful for some time, but within 5 years down the road they might fail, and leave the market for a reason or another. So nothing is certain, of course, but the probability of the success will be much higher. Now, in terms of the other part of the question is that the factors for success. I think that the main factor is you're going to be disciplined, disciplined with the program, attending, working very hard, attending the classes, and listening to the mentors and listening to the business coaches and doing their assignments, visiting the factories and connecting with people, being passionate, about what you're doing, and being resilient when listening. I think also part of the success factor is that you have this wonderful vision that you're going to create, and want to realize, and you make sure that you have everything possible, just to take this vision into a reality. These are key factors, I believe, of your success. And you saw this in some of the teams the 3 teams who wanted to, now, or they successfully finished the program, they signed with Nusahim, and they passed the feasibility or the pre-feasibility stages with Nusahim in Sابك. Now, another question says, this is Abdul Aziz Al-Humaydi. I applied for the previous session, although I attended basically the pre-interview. I haven't received any response from the program. Does this mean that I wasn't accepted? I think I apologize if you didn't receive, a response from our side, and I will dig into that, and I will promise you, if you email me on my email is wailmusa, one word, at kfm.edu. So you can dig it up from the website. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I can give you now my mobile number. You can text me on WhatsApp or call me during the daytime, 0569753924. So 0569753924, and I promise you I will have an answer for you. But please apply again. We'll be more than happy and delighted to entertain your application again, and give you an opportunity once more. The registration will end 30th of basically November. So it's available on the website. All the information is on the website when it comes to the conditions and when it's going to end. But I'm telling you, it's 30th of November. They also, can we make the manufacturer builds things that already built? Of course, the market is big. It depends on also the application. So some applications you might find other factors existing in the country over here, but the thing is that the demand is much higher, and you can basically come and take a bigger share. So instead of importing, the remaining demand of the market from outside, you can also take a bigger share from those products that have been imported, that are being imported from outside. Another question: if our idea didn't work, can we program help us to get setting up a job? Well, I mean, this is a tricky question. I don't have an answer to that, because ultimately we will help you. We'll make sure that, by the way, that through the program and through the mentorship from the Sابik people and from us and from the industry, mentors and business communities, that we're going to show, inshallah, that you're going to go to the market and you will be successful. So don't think about the job, because if you think about it, this is not the right program for you. Well, for like married people, we don't have something special for them. The stipend is 2,000 riyals per month for the whole program. Of course, you can have, a room in the university, KFPM, for bachelors, but you can enroll in the program, and we can see what we can do to help you. And by the way, if you work very hard, you might be able to end the program, and if you finish your feasibility study, and we okay for you through our mentors and business consultants and coaches that your feasibility plan is ready and you receive an investment, maybe you can finish in 4 months and you can leave the program. So the financial constraint for those who are married won't be that much. Could we build things that are similar in goods already? We talked about this. عيدوا رقم الجوال. Yeah. Then will I have to stick with my project idea later on the program? Well, of course, entrepreneurship and developing entrepreneurial products, you're always going to be in this role of pivoting. I don't know how many of you have written computer programs, but if you've written a computer program before, the first time the program you write doesn't work. It comes with a lot of faults and segmentation faults, and every time you solve some of those problems, you're gonna come up and basically run the code again, and then you're gonna come up with new set of problems until the program works. And then even if the program works itself, you need to test the program with certain inputs to predict certain outputs that you anticipate. And then once the program is working, then you're going to take that as being a subroutine. So this is how entrepreneurial thinking works. So even if you started with this wonderful, great idea, with this opportunity that we believe that, or you believe that it's going to work, you might pivot in like, at the beginning of the course, or like in the middle of even of the course itself. And we saw this with our like aluminum foil guys. They were like 5 guys, or sorry, four guys together working on different ideas, corrosion inhibitors and other things, and they decided to team up together. And then at the middle of the program, let's work on aluminum foil because it's more promising according to their understanding. And mashallah, now they are moving in a very fast pace. So that's valid. I think I have a question about. Okay, before we add this, Safiya, basically, Safiya has a question, but a question that says, does the idea, this has to be related to industry? I think if you have an idea that is innovative enough, please apply and we'll entertain it. It depends, I cannot have an answer for you now, but apply and describe your idea, and when you come for the interview, we will, inshallah ta'ala, see if we can, help you with that. Like, for example, industrial Revolution 4.0, some of the ideas, for example, is like, for example, the cloud. If you go to Iktifa, for example, a cloud, system. So does this require, a factory per se? No, but it requires a place where you're going to put your, storage racks, and you create your own cloud. So you know, I think this is something, you know, which is valid and we can entertain, and we should entertain at the end. So let's give the voice now to Sophia. So Sophia, مرحبا بك.
She closed the mic.
Sophia, I think you need to open the mic from your side. According to the team over here, they're telling me, you know, the mic is not on.
Just write the question.
Okay, Sophia, if the mic is not working with you, please, you know, you can type the question. I can see it on the other machine over here, and then I can address the question. Anyone else also, if you have any other question, you know, please, feel free to send us the question. Still, we have about 2 to 3 minutes before we end the session. So let's wait for Sophia just to see if she can, you know, Sophia, also, if you have your question, if you couldn't connect to whatever, for any reason, don't worry. Please, you have my mobile phone. You can just text me and you can email me. I mean, if you prefer to email me also, almusa@kppm.edu.sa. So we can type for you the thing. I think Sophia is typing the question, so let's wait for her question. It's not working. In any case, I think, okay, sorry, I didn't catch the number. Okay, the number is sent to you already. Okay, there's a question that, you know, came out, and I'm gonna close with this question. I don't have a team, but my idea need to have a team with a different major. Don't worry about this. Come to us over here. Our job is to help you also to come up with basically a team during the program. So don't worry about the team issue. Come with your idea, come with your passion, come with your energy. Show us that really you deserve like this, you know, scholarship, and inshallah will help you to be successful with a team and also with, you know, a investable feasibility plan and a factory at the end. Now, there's like a question, a final question. Let me just take what is the edge? I think for the student available, I think you're talking about age. Okay, I think you're asking about age. You know, it doesn't matter as far as you are a graduate of the scholarship program of the King, Allah yahfadhu, or basically other universities in the kingdom, the different levels, you know, BSc, Master's, PhD. Please just come and apply. And I just would like to end up this, since we don't have any other like questions, end up this webinar by thanking you so much for being with us this evening. I really enjoyed being with you online, and I look forward to see you inshallah soon. And by the way, we're gonna record this. We are already recording this webinar. We're gonna also put it on our YouTube channel and tweet about it. So for those who missed this webinar, we can inshallah ta'ala, they can inshallah enjoy, watching this webinar again. بارك الله فيكم, and شكرا على حسن الاستماع, and inshallah ta'ala we'll see you soon, and inshallah ta'ala we will inshallah do wonders together, and we will نساهم together in basically the GDP of the country and also in the developing the local content. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته, and inshallah أتمنى لكم inshallah ليلة سعيدة.
Mute yourself.